9:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. So regardless of what we may think or say in these uncertain times that we live in, we have the words of the Bible that God plans to prosper us and not harm you, plans to give us hope, and plans to give us a future. Let us unite our hearts and minds in prayer. Holy Lord and gracious God, supreme architect of the universe, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts and grace. We come before you thanking you for Oasis Shriners. We thank you for providing us an opportunity to serve those less fortunate than we, and an opportunity to enjoy each other's fellowship and love. And we thank you for your holy word that you plan to give us prosperity and hope and a future in these most uncertain times. Now we pray that the words of our mouths and the meditations of all of our hearts are found acceptable in your sight, you who are our rock and our Redeemer. It is in your most holy and loving name that we do pray. Amen.
Mud be. Thank you, illustrious Sir John. Illustrious sirs, nobles, please be seated. I welcome you again to our stated meeting for the purpose of electing officers for the year 2021. As all of you know, due to the COVID-19 and all the restrictions that have been put in place, we are limited on the number of persons allowed by law to be here with us here today at Oasis Shrine Temple. We are live streaming this year's election for the first time ever, making this year's elections different than ever before. Now, I would like to recognize our distinguished 2020 Oasis Divan. If you would please, as I call your name, stand. Chief Raban, Tommy Helms. Assistant Raban, Tim Daniels. High Priest and Prophet, Doug Garland. Oriental Guide, Shay Fidel. Treasurer, Bill Harwood, past potentate. Recorder, John Cable. First Ceremonial Master, Chris Hall. Second Ceremonial Master, Tim Ferris. Director, Clay McLean. Marshal, Donnie Wren, had to step away. Captain of the Guard, Jack Wallace. Outer Guard, Joe Burgess, who couldn't be with us here today. I would also like to recognize my aides for the past year. But before I do that, gentlemen, you may be seated, nobles and illustrious sir. My chief aide, C. Lee Abernathy, H.L. Carter II, Jack Moore, Orrin Carter, and Todd Hildebrand. Please join me, gentlemen, in giving all a big hand. Now the moment we have all been waiting for the election of your 2021 Divan shall begin. Again, due to COVID-19, this year's nominations for positions were required to be made in writing by 5 p.m. on Monday, November the 2nd, 2020, in advance of this annual meeting. This year's nominations will be limited to 5 minutes. Please keep that in mind. We are now open for the nominations for the office of potentate. We recognize nominator illustrious Sir Todd Ham, past potentate 2015. Illustrious Sir Todd.
Illustrious Sir, illustrious sirs, nobles all. It was about 20 years ago that I tried to convince Tommy Helms that he would make a good captain for the Drum Butte Corps. Here we are 20 years later, and I'm getting ready to nominate him to be the potentate of Oasis Temple. When I first started my journey on the Divan, illustrious Sir John Elder, who had a lot of advice for many of us, he told me to start a list of potential candidates, and I did from that very first day. There's many names that went on the list and many names that came off for sure. But, you know, I was looking for somebody that was an active Shriner and also an active Blue Lodge Mason. It was very important to me. Tommy's a past captain of the Drum Butte Corps. He's also a past master of Mount Holly Lodge. But another thing that was important to Mary and myself was that the lady be involved. We were looking for that person, that his lady would be there with him during that journey, because it's a long journey. I think Tommy's been doing it for about 8 years, and Kelly's been there every step of the way. I couldn't be prouder of the Divan member that Tommy has become, and I couldn't be happier to nominate him for potentate of Oasis Temple. So, illustrious sir, with that being said, I nominate Thomas Ray Helms for the office of potentate of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Thomas Ray Helms III, please stand. You have been nominated for potentate of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect Thomas Ray Helms III by acclamation.
It has been moved that the nominations be closed and that Thomas Ray Helms III be elected potentate by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All raising your right hand. Okay. All opposed likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Thomas Ray Helms III as potentate of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded by the rules be suspended and that the noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot, the illustrious sir, unanimous ballot for Thomas Ray Helms III as potentate. As many are as in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise? The motion carries. Illustrious Sir Todd Ham is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious sir, I cast a unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Thomas Ray Helms III as the potentate of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Noble Helms, do you accept?
Imperial sirs, illustrious sirs, nobles all, I very respectfully and very humble to accept the position for potentate 2021. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Helms. I am sure you will make a great and potentate. We're now open for the nomination for the office of Chief Raban. We recognize the nominator, Illustrious Sir Johnny King, past potentate, 2016. Illustrious Sir Johnny.
Illustrious sirs, nobles all. I forgot to count, John. Illustrious sirs, nobles all. I too, like Todd, I picked a person that was really into being a Shriner. It does take a lot of years to stay in this line, and you have to go to a lot of functions, and really you need to have your wife also involved. And I picked a person that all those traits were in. This young man I picked, his name is Tim Daniels. Tim Daniels has worked for Duke Energy for 42 years. He was raised a master mason in 1997. His home lodge is King Solomon Lodge, where he was the past master in year 2000. He's also a Scottish Rite body member, Jester's Court 109, York Rite. He's a past president of Gaston County Shrine Club, which was in 2014. He's also in the patrol, where he was president or captain in 1998. No, he was captain in 2010, 2011, but he joined in 1998. He also served as a marshal on the Divan line year 2012, 2013, 2014. So he's not someone that's not used to seeing and working with a lot of the past potentates. So he's got some experience. His wife's name's Lee. He has 2 children. Both of those girls grew up in the Shrine. Carly is 27. He's got a son named Levi. He now has a daughter, and we need to congratulate him that is pregnant and will be due in July. Carly, and congratulations. And I would like to nominate Tim Daniels to the office of Chief Roban. Mr. Potentate, sir.
Timothy Daniels has been nominated for Chief Roban of Oasis Temple. Noble Daniels, will you please stand? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious sir, I move, sir, that the nominations, well, I'm sorry, am I too early?
May I have a second?
I need the motion.
We have a second.
Illustrious sir, I move that you, sir, that the nominations be closed and we elect Tim Daniels by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Timothy Daniels be elected Chief Roban by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Timothy Daniels as Chief Roban of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the noble be permitted to cast the illustrious sir and past potentate, Johnny King, be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Timothy Daniels as Chief Roban of Oasis Temple. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Illustrious Sir Johnny King is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Luster, sir, I cast the unanimous ballot at Oasis Temple for Timothy Daniels as the Chief of Band of Oasis Shrine 2021.
Noble Daniels, do you accept?
Imperial Sirs, illustrious Sirs, Noble Divan, and Nobles all. I do accept, and it's a great privilege and an honor to serve you as Chief of Band in 2021 under the leadership of elected potentate Tommy Helms. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Daniels. We're now open for the nomination for the office of Assistant Raban. We recognize nominator, illustrious Sir Mike Neves, past potentate 2017.
Good evening. Like a lot of these past potentates have said, when it comes to finding somebody to fill your shoes, it's hard to just pick somebody out. And like Todd said, you get a list and you mark off and you add to and you mark off. And when it comes down to it, you got to pick the one you think is the best to do the job. I've picked a fellow that I think will lead Oasis as assistant Raban. His wife and 2 kids, I think, will be right beside of him all the way. Matter of fact, one of his kids is a Shrine kid. Might not be now, but he was here a few years ago. And you got to find somebody that's dedicated and wants to put forth the effort to do a good job. And I feel like that my nominee will be the guy for that. And he not only visits a lot of clubs and units and participates, but he's got the shrine in his heart. So, illustrious sir, I nominate Douglas Garland for the office of Assistant Raban of Oasis Shrine for 2021.
Douglas Garland has been nominated for Assistant Raban of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that the nominations be closed and that we elect Douglas Garland be elected Assistant Raban by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Douglas Garland be elected Assistant Raban by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed, likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Douglas Garland as Assistant Raban of Oasis Temple.
Noble Garland, please stand. It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the noble be permitted to cast the past potentate be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Douglas Garland as Assistant Raban of Oasis Temple. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Illustrious Sir Mike Neves is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Douglas Garland as the Assistant Rabband of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Noble Garland, do you accept?
Imperial Sirs, illustrious Sir, illustrious Sirs, Noble Divan, and Nobles all. I'm truly honored to be a member of Oasis Shriners, and I am truly humbled that illustrious Sir Mike Neves would consider me for this position. It's truly an honor, and I accept this position. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Garland. We're now open for the nomination for the office of High Priest and Prophet. We recognize nominator illustrious Sir John D. Burgess, past potentate 2018.
Illustrious Sir, as many have said before, the potentates, as you find someone to fill a position, I think I got to hit a home run. Not only have I known Shay since elementary school, but I've known his wife, him and his wife are a team. They have two wonderful children. But with Shay, Noble Shay, I got his entire family. That's all, they are all active in Oasis. So I feel like I got really good because every time you get all these names when you're potentate, but my heart always came back to Noble Shay and Lady Sandra. They were close to Charlotte and myself, and it was just, I was so humbled and honored when he told me yes, that he would accept to even go in. We are very proud of what he's doing, what he continues to do, and what Noble Shay and his family does for Oasis in general, along with the rest of the Divan. Illustrious Sir, I nominate Shay J. Fidel for the office of High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple.
Shay J. Fidel has been nominated for High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious Sir, I move, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect Shay J. Fidel, High Priest and Prophet, by acclamation.
It has been moved that the nominations be closed and seconded. That Shay J. Fidel be elected High Priest and Prophet by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious Sir, I move that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for Shay J. Fidel as High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the noble be permitted, the illustrious Sir be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Shay Fidel as High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Illustrious Sir John Burgess is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast a unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Shay J. Fidel as the High Priest and Prophet of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Noble Fidel, do you accept? I do accept this position for high priest and prophet. I want to thank my biggest supporter, past potentate John Burgess, for all the many years of recognizing his work as well as my work to come in Oasis and support our future potentate in 2021. Congratulations, Noble Fidel. We're now open for the nominations for the office of Oriental Guide. We recognize nominator, illustrious Sir Kenneth Jarrett, past potentate 2019.
Imperial Sir, Luster Sir, nobles, ladies all tuning in from home. First job of an installed potentate is to pick someone to carry on as through the line. Those of you that know Chris Hall know of his many accomplishments in his very young, early age at this point. And he can only do better and greater things as we move forward. Without further ado, Illustrious Sir, I nominate Chris L. Hall for the office of Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple.
Chris L. Hall has been nominated for the office of Oriental Guide of Oasis Shrine Temple. Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed?
Illustrious Sir, I move you, sir, the nominations be closed and that we elect Chris L. Hall, Oriental Guide by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nominations be closed and that Chris L. Hall be elected Oriental Guide by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious Sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Chris L. Hall as Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the noble past potentate be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for Chris Hall as Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Illustrious Sir Kenneth Jarrett is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for Chris L. Hall as Oriental Guide of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Noble Hall, do you accept?
Illustrious Sir, illustrious Sirs, members of the Divan. It is a deep honor to have served and continue to serve the nobility and ladies of this Shrine Temple. Lady Laura and I wish to thank illustrious Sir Ken and Lady Vicky for the confidence they placed in us. We will do our very best to continue to serve. Thank you.
Congratulations, Noble Hall. We are now open for the nomination for the office of Treasurer of Oasis Shriners. We recognize nominator Noble Chris Hall.
Illustrious Sir, I take great pride and privilege and honor in nominating our illustrious potentate and treasurer of Oasis, William M. Harward, past potentate, for office of treasurer of Oasis for many years as he has served.
William M. Harwood has been nominated for treasurer of Oasis Temple. Are there further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed? Is there a second?
Illustrious Sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect William M. Harward by acclamation.
As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise? The motion carries.
Illustrious Sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for William M. Harward as treasurer of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the noble be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for William M. Harwood as treasurer. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed? Likewise? The motion carries. Noble Chris Hall is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious Sir, I cast the unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for William M. Harward as the treasurer of Oasis Temple for 2021.
Illustrious Sir Harwood, do you accept?
Illustrious sirs, nobles all, I do accept, and it's a true honor and privilege to accept this for another year as treasurer of Oasis Temple. It is my life's work. I love doing it, and I love the relationship I have with this Divan that works so hard to do a good job for #1 temple in all of Shrindom. Thank you for this honor.
Congratulations, illustrious Sir Bill. We now are open for nominations for the office of Recorder of Oasis Shrine Temple. We recognize nominator illustrious Sir Todd Ham, past potentate 2015.
Illustrious Sir, illustrious sirs, nobles all. It's 2 years ago that I nominated John Cable for this office. And John, I can say I could not be happier or more proud of the job that you have done as recorder of Oasis. And I don't just say that for myself, John. I hear it from pretty much everybody in this room. And after sitting here today and seeing how well organized this event is, and I can't think of anybody that would have done a better job. So thank you. So illustrious sir, I nominate John G. Cable for the office of recorder for Oasis Temple.
John G. Cable has been nominated for recorder of Oasis Shrine Temple. Are there further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Are there any further nominations? Having no further nominations, is there a motion that nominations be closed? Is there a second?
Illustrious sir, I move you, sir, that nominations be closed and that we elect John G. Cable by acclamation.
It has been moved and seconded that the nomination be closed and that John G. Cable be elected recorder by acclamation. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. All opposed likewise. The motion carries.
Illustrious sir, I move you that the rules be suspended and that I be permitted to cast a unanimous ballot for John G. Cable as recorder of Oasis Temple.
It has been moved and seconded that the rules be suspended and that the past potentate be permitted to cast the unanimous ballot for John G. Cable as recorder. As many as are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Opposed likewise. The motion carries. Illustrious Sir Todd Ham is recognized to cast the unanimous ballot.
Illustrious sir, I cast a unanimous ballot of Oasis Temple for John G. Cable as the recorder of Oasis Temple for 2020.
Noble Cable, do you accept?
Illustrious sir, illustrious sirs, I am humbled to be able to serve in this position for another year. I am thankful for the confidence that you show in me, and I will try to earn that confidence each and every day. I do accept.
Congratulations, Noble Cable. Next, we will elect our imperial representatives. We will elect 4. If a ballot is required, they will be balloted on one written ballot. The top 4 vote getters will be the representatives. The floor is now open for nominations for the office of imperial representatives. Traditionally, the top 4 members of the elected Divan serve as your imperial representatives.
I was coming, sir. Thank you. Illustrious sir, Bill, I move that the following nobles be elected to serve as the 2021 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives based on their positions. Noble Tommy Helms, Noble Tim Daniels, Noble Doug Garland, and Noble Shay Fidel.
Are there any other nominations for the office of Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives? Are there any other nominations for the officers of Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives? Are there any other nominations for the officers of Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives? Do I hear a motion that the nominations be closed? Do I have a second to this motion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Nobles, I have a motion and a second that Nobles Tommy Helms, Tim Daniels, Doug Garland, and Shay Fidel be elected to serve as the 2021 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives. All in favor, vote with the usual sign. All opposed, likewise. I declare Noble Tommy Helms, Tim Daniels, Doug Garland, and Shay Fidel be elected to serve as the 2021 Oasis Shriners Imperial Representatives. Noble Tommy Helms, Tim Daniels, Doug Garland, Shay Fidel. Noble Helms will speak. Do you accept?
Illustrious Sir, illustrious Sirs, Noble Divan, on behalf of my Divan members and myself, we humbly accept to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Noble Helms, for speaking for the group. Nobles, we're now accepting nominations for the office of representatives to the South Atlantic Shrine Association. Serving by virtue of their office are the potentate, chief raban, assistant raban, and recorder. We will now elect 2 representatives.
Illustrious Sir, I wish to place the nominations for Noble Bob Hunter, Illustrious Sir Tom Price, past potentate, 1994, for nomination. Illustrious Sir, due to COVID restrictions, they could not attend today's meeting. However, I was spoken to both, and they accept their nominations. Also, I ask that the nominations be closed and Noble Hunter and Illustrious Sir Price be elected to Oasis Shrine SASSA representatives.
We have a motion to close, that the nominations be closed. Do we be closed? Do we have a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. I declare Noble Bob Hunter and illustrious Sir Tom Price elected and will serve as the 2021 elected SASSA representatives. We have elected your officers for the ensuing year. At this time, we must conduct the business part of the meeting. First, I would like to present some nominees for life membership.
Illustrious Sir, illustrious Sirs, as in years past, you can remain, those names and nominations of the 3 lifetime members can remain silent to be presented at the annual Unit and Club Appreciation Night, or you could so announce now. The choice is yours. If they do remain silent, it is your option to present at that time, illustrious Sir.
I shall remain silent at this time and will announce at the proper time. I call on the recorder for the reading of the new affiliate members, associate members, restorations, and demits since the last stated meeting to be recorded in the minutes.
Illustrious Sir, illustrious Sirs, there has been the following number since the previous meeting. 1 new affiliate, associate members 45, restoration 17, demits 5, a total membership of 4,379 to the Oasis, to and from Oasis since the last stated meeting.
I now call on newly elected Oriental Guide Chris Hall for a report on membership and vote to suspend members due to non-payment of dues. Noble Hall.
Illustrious sir, in accordance with subsection 323.11, suspension for non-payment of dues, I hereby make the motion that those nobles who accordingly fall into this category shall be suspended at the end of this calendar year, December 31st, 2020, for non-payment of dues.
Noble Chris Hall has made the motion to suspend those who are still unpaid as of the end of the year for non-payment of these dues, if not received by the end of the year. Do I have a second on that motion? I call for the vote. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The motion passes. Our next item of business is approval of the budget for the ensuing year. Illustrious Sir Bill Harwood, will you please present the budget for 2021? Illustrious Sir Bill.
Lester Sirs, nobles. I've worked with Tommy Helms, potentate elect, and we have finalized the budget some time ago, and it's gone into line by line and detail, and we present the budget with looking for the net revenues. It's going to be in the black for the year as we have budgeted it. By $127,519, so we will be in the black. And there's no unusual activity in the budget this year to compare it over prior years, except we're adding a couple of new fundraisers. And Tommy has worked on that and has the detail, and they're going to be significant profits on the ones that he has. The rodeo is the big one in that group. And I present the transportation fund is very much in line with the prior years, and that one really is just a impressed account that we get money from the hospital account and pay those expenses. Then the hospital account budget takes into consideration all the receipts by club and unit. And then at the end of the year, each project has to be remitted with the net profits to Tampa. And I've estimated with Tommy, we've estimated that budget be very much in line with the current year. And the building, we just budget the expenses based on the current year and prior years. And we don't believe there's any significant repairs and expenses coming forward in the current year. The transportation budget, we budgeted $170,000 for the year. The hospital fund, the net revenues on that, we budgeted $1,205,000. And this budget is available from me, and which is required if I'm requested, I will provide it. And the repairs and maintenance we budgeted was $65,000. Again, very much in line with prior years. The many years I've worked on the budget, and I've looked at all the actual expenses for the last several years, and we compared it to the illustrious Sirs budget and the actual expenses from illustrious Sir Jarrett's expense for 2019. I present this for approval at this time for Oasis nobility. Any questions?
I ask for a vote that the budget presented by illustrious Sir Bill Harwood, Treasurer of Oasis Shrine Temple, be approved. If you approve, please signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. The budget is approved. I will now call on Potentate-elect Tommy Helms for any remarks he might have to the members attending here and on live stream. Potentate-elect Helms.
Thank you, Sir Bill. I would just like to take a moment to thank Sir Todd Ham, my shrine dad, for the kind words. I tell you, when I started my Masonic journey and shrine journey in 97, 98, I'd lost a lot of money to tell you I'd be standing here today. So I'm very humbled. There's a lot of other past potentates that I could go down the list that's been part of this journey. Lady and Kelly and I are excited. We're nervous, but we look forward to serving the nobility. And I do mean we are servants to the nobility, and we take that to heart. I would like to take the time to thank Lady Bill, or excuse me, Sir Bill and Lady Lauren. No one saw what 2020 has been or what came. It took somebody with grace, dignity to guide our Divan, our nobility, and our shrine through this year. Each and every event that has been planned for years, as most know, you spend a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to put something together. And there could have been a couple of different ways that you and Lady Lauren could handle this, but you did it with grace and dignity, and I applaud you. Thank you. Sirs, nobles, I'd like to present our potentate trips for 2021. In May 20th through the 24th, we will go to Aruba. The travel agent is Travel by Lorries. In the fall, we will have a mountain retreat that will be in the southern part of Georgia, Blairsville, Georgia. There's called Copperhead Motorcycle Resort. It's all not for just motorcycles, car enthusiasts that loves to travel through the mountains. There's close by places. If you ever visited Helen, Georgia, you're close to Lake Oasis, you're close to the North Carolina line there. So there's much beautiful traveling. So I hope all may attend one or both of our trips and join Lady Kelly and I. Is there any questions about? We have a motion and a second to approve the 2021 trips. All in favor, please signify by saying yay. Light sign opposed. Thank you for approving the trips. I would like to take this time to talk about our fundraiser. We have our ongoing Oasis Circus. It will begin with Jody Jordan as still that, and Estelle as our telemarketers. There will be 3 shows as in the past. The first show will be in Hickory that it had planned for this year, however, got canceled due to COVID reasons, as we know. Again, we'll be back in the fall at the last 2 shows will be at Cabarrus Arena. We have another Oasis project fundraiser, our annual golf tournament that we're started. That will be a date to be determined, but it will be in the fall as well. Now, lastly, we are adding plan to add a Oasis rodeo. This will be, the plan is to have this at Cabarrus Arena. It will be a South Carolina High School associated rodeo. So this will be a family-oriented event. We hope, it's our intentions and our hope that this becomes on the heels of can grow to be what our circus has become and is. So that is the 3 temple projects that we have for 2021. We have a motion and a second for all 3 temple fundraisers. All in favor, please vote by saying aye. Like sign opposed. Motion carries. Again, Luster Sirs, Noble Divan. I can't be more excited the team that I have to stand along with and serve as your potentate for 2021. Thank you once again.
Does any noble have anything further to come before this meeting? Illustrious Sir John Stanley, may I ask you, please, to give the benediction? All will stand.
Thank you, illustrious sir. Now we go out into the world in peace, hold on to what is good, return no evil for evil, strengthen the faint-hearted, support the weak, honor and serve everyone, loving the Lord your God with all of your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and loving your brothers and your neighbors as yourself. And now may the Lord bless you and the Lord keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and grant you his peace now and forevermore. Amen and amen.
So might it be. Nobles, thank you for being part of this historic live stream activities and for your dedication during this most unusual of years. I now declare this annual meeting and election of the 2021 Oasis officers adjourned. We shall take pictures.